Clara Strack has announced she is going back to Kentucky for her last year. And let me tell you something, I am all for it. I have liked Clara Strack all season long. I think that she is amazing. She led the Kentucky Wildcats in points, rebounds, steals, and blocks. Now, I'm going to say this. The steal side of things, it is what it is. I would like to have seen some folks stepping up a little bit more on the steals. She is a total defensive and offensive package. On top of the fact, okay, yes, Tioni Key, Tony Morgan, Amelia Hassett, Jordan Obi left for the WNBA. They're returning Asia Boone, Dominika Paurova, Gabby Brooks, and got a strong incoming class headlined by Madden Greenway, Stabby Swords. Now there's a heck of a name right there. I'm going to be following it just for her name. And Emily McDonald. There's also those that have been included from the transfer portal, which is Ayanna Patterson from UConn and Diana Collins from Alabama. Now, I find it interesting that a UConn player transferred. I'm not surprised about Alabama, but a UConn playing transferring, that's kind of interesting right there. So, we're going to take a look at all this. By the way, before I get too far into it, hey, I got Academy Sports and Outdoor stuff. I got 3 products that are going to be out throughout the video, just 3 little placards up above. But this team is going to be interesting. I mean, Clara Strack's back. You take a look at Asia Boone was the 5th leading scorer, and she was in double digits. So you've got 2 double-digit scores coming back right there. Clara Strack's a 15-10, double-double machine. 15-10 is hard to get, and she does it really well. And then on the defensive side, she steals, she blocks, and getting the rebounds is also defensive. And Asia Boone, being what she is, 10 points, 2.7 rebounds, getting assists in there. As a guard, coming back into this system, she should be able to blend into what they need. So, we're going to cover this, all of it. Why? Because I like it. Now, I don't really see where okay. I know Dominika Paurova is coming back. Gabby Brooks is coming back. She was a guard that wasn't played that much. She was training in the system. And so, she didn't put up those amazing numbers. But this is all really good right here. It is. This is showing. And Clara Strack is not somebody who was selfish with the ball. She wasn't the only one scoring good. You had 5 players in double digits. You had Tony Morgan scoring 13.8, Tioni Key 11.4, Amelia Hassett 10.5, Asia Boone 10.1. So they need to get the forwards going good, again, to help Clara Strack. And then they need to get the guards doing what they need to do. But we're going to cover this by the numbers, as I always do, because numbers are important. And don't forget, hey, you're going to get to see, you've got those 3 Kentucky Wildcat products that I'm going to have in the cards. So now, let's get into this video. Before we get into the crux of this video, hit like, hit subscribe if you like college sports, because I do college sports, primarily college football, college women's gymnastics, do a little basketball, and other sports on occasion, but that's what I do, college. Also, General Robert Neyland, former University of Tennessee head football coach for decades, had 7 maxims to win any game, but they can also help you if you apply them correctly to your life. The second one is Play for and make the breaks. When one comes your way, score. That is a maxim that can be also applied to your life. Look for those breaks and take it. I'm looking at this, and we got to look at the numbers that are going to be coming into this game. Now, Clara Strack, you know, 31.2 minutes a game for 36 games, 16.9 points, 10.1 rebounds, 1.9 assists, 1.2 steals, 2.5 blocks, 2.2 turnovers, though, 48.2 field goal percentage, 66.2 free throw percentage, and she didn't do that bad at 3-point shooting, 25%. For a center, I'm not complaining at all. Offensively and defensively, she was the total package. That, you take a look at certain players, they only focus on, there are certain players that get talked about that are supposed to be centers that only focus on the offense. Oh, I can be at the top, one of the top scorers in the nation, but I can't do any defense. You take a look here. Clara Strack had 607 points for this team overall. She had 365 rebounds, 256 which were defensive rebounds, 109 that were offensive. So she was getting everything. Had 44 steals, 91 blocks. This was a total package. Now, Asia Boone coming in, or already being there. 364 points for this team. So that's two players right there that you're getting almost 1,000 points coming back. Okay, only 97 rebounds for Asia Boone, but considering how many other people were putting in triple digits, 97 is not bad at all. 83 assists, 27 steals, 3 blocks. Now, Gabby Brooks, okay, only had played 51 minutes this past season. Had 6 points, 1 rebound, 5 assists as a guard. It is what it is. And then you've got coming in you've got Patterson here from UConn. Now, even though she played 30 games, she only had 5 minutes. She was only averaging 5 minutes a game. 1.7 points, 1.4 rebounds, 0.1 assists, 0.1 steals, 0.1 blocks, 0.3 turnovers, 51.5 field goal percentage. She's a forward, so she wasn't going for the 3-pointers, and 58.1 free throw percentage. That translates to, she gave him 52 points, had 42 rebounds. So this is a good compliment. Somebody that had only played 5 minutes a game. And then you take a look at Diana Collins that's coming in from Alabama. Diana Collins was actually an important part of this team. She was the 5th leading scorer on a very weak Alabama team. 28 point, well, I say weak Alabama team. They went 24-11. They had Jessica Timmons. So she wasn't that weak. So pardon that one. I'll apologize. She was in the game 28.5 minutes a game. They lost her coach. Christy Curry went down to South Florida. She was in 35 games, 8.4 points, 2.9 rebounds, 2.4 assists, 1 steal, 0.2 blocks, 2.3 turnovers, so 45.8 field goal percentage, 39.8 3-point percentage, and 66% free throw. I will say this much. She needs to be a little bit more disciplined, which I think Kenny Brooks will do. Considering who's coming into this team with experience, you've got some scores on this team now. I mean, you had them. You've got Asia Boone, you got Clara Strack, and all honesty, okay, Ayanna Patterson, she's got big game experience, but she doesn't have a leading role experience. But then you throw in Diana Collins, who Hey, 8.4 points a game. She was doing pretty darn good. Could be better on the turnovers, but I'm liking what I'm seeing here. Looks like Kentucky is going to have a solid team. I'll be honest with you. Even though I'm not a major Kentucky Wildcats fan, matter of fact, they're rivals of Tennessee, which is my beloved school. Kenny Brooks has got a solid program going on at Kentucky. He does. I like what he's done over there. Brought in the right players. He's keeping the right players. I mean, honestly, Clara Strack has been one of my players all year. I have loved watching her play. Now, I'm looking at this and I don't see Kenny Brooks taking them all the way in the NCAAs. But hey, they will most likely get back to the NCAA tournament again. I mean, heck, they made it to the Sweet 16. You can't complain about that. Yeah, they had a face off against Texas, but it's still the Sweet 16. There's a lot of schools that wish they could have gotten there. Unfortunately, they did lose to South Carolina in the SEC tournament. But Kenny Brooks is building up something at Kentucky. I don't know what all will happen, as the year goes on or the season goes on next year. But he's got some freshmen that are coming in that are well known, that people wanted. He's got returning players that definitely know what they're doing. I mean, when you've got a 15-10 center who also, by the way, gets you 2.5 blocks and 1.2 steals a game, that's nothing to sneeze at right there. You've got a returning guard who did you wonders as well, both in scoring and in facilitating in other areas. I would like to see Asia Boone step up a little bit more. You've got incoming players in Ayanna Patterson, who's got big game experience, though not a lot. That's the sad part about it. She didn't get a lot of big game experience, but she does have it. And then you've got Diana Collins, who 35 games, 28.5 minutes a game. She definitely knows the SEC, definitely knows how to play against everybody. Christy Curry, great coach. So Kenny Brooks has got a solid base coming in. Plus, Gabby Brooks can take what she learned this past year and move it up into a more important role. I'm going to enjoy watching it. I won't like watching them against Tennessee. I mean, depending on how Tennessee gets going this year, and I hopefully this coming season, I can see Tennessee being far better. But Kenny Brooks, he don't play around. He coaches to win. You've got players on this team that are wanting to win. You don't transfer from UConn to Kentucky unless you've got a really good reason why. Now, I would say that Ayanna Patterson probably was not getting the playtime that she wanted, was not going to get the playtime she wanted, so she left. And Kentucky's a good place for her. They need some forwards in there with experience, and she definitely has it. So I don't like thinking that Kentucky's going to be so good as a Tennessee fan, but hey, they are going to be good and going to be well worth watching. Really is. Kentucky this past season was worth watching. They're going to be worth watching again. This has been Paul with Redneck Sports. Y'all have a good day now. Bye. Hey, folks, before you leave, if you're can't become a member via my YouTube channel, which that's for my thinker. I've also got sports. I've got a Patreon. If you really, really want to help me out, I would be much appreciated. But hey, hitting like, hit subscribe, hit commenting. All those things really help me out. Have a good day.